everybody's kind of kicking the tires. Sometimes you find someone and you go all goo goo gaga and you block everybody else out and you hope that this guy is the one. But generally, everybody's kind of talking to a whole bunch of people at the same time, seeing which candidates emerge from the pack. And so he's going to do the same thing. So you're talking to multiple people, he's talking to multiple people. You probably don't want to have an instant relationship with a total stranger. So for the first couple weeks, it's okay if he texts intermittently and if he's only seeing you once a week, because that's that phase. But there's a certain point, right? I don't know, 3 dates in, 4 dates in, where if he really likes you, his efforts should escalate. Hey, this is Evan Mark Katz. Welcome back to Love Splaining, our very special Tuesday edition, where I take women from the Love Splaining community and we do some live coaching here on Zoom. I'm really excited for today's conversation because it's someone who has made her name known to me in our comments section. So it's nice to see a familiar face. She's a member of the tribe, which is also extra special for me. And if you are a Love Splaining listener and you don't want to just listen to the question, but you want to get the answer, make sure you click on the button to upgrade and subscribe below. At the end of the conversation, I'll tell you how you could apply to Love U to create a happy, lasting relationship that makes you feel safe, heard, and understood. Our guest today is Hannah. Hannah, would you be kind enough to share a little bit of information about you, where you live, what you do, how old you are, etc., and then we'll get to your question.
Of course. Thank you for having me. So, hi, my name's Hannah. I am 27 years old. I live in Cleveland, Ohio, born and raised. I am a lawyer currently. I'm working in-house for KeyBank, and we'll see where I end up next year. And I don't know, I'm kind of an open book.
Okay, well, we talked before we got on the air about this question and how it could go in many, many directions. So why don't you fire away and we'll see where it goes.
Of course, thank you. So I am curious about talking to you about how to balance giving someone the benefit of the doubt and, showing up with that positive intention, that good energy, but also not letting yourself be led around and, trying to balance, how to tell if they're really bullshitting you or if you should really kind of, again, give them the benefit of the doubt.
Okay. No, again, I think it's a great question. It's an open-ended question because it's largely dependent upon, I guess, a specific situation, a specific guy. I could give you the theory, but we need to practice the theory on a real life person. So is there a specific guy that's caused you to ask this question about how you can trust?
Yeah, it's less about trust and more about just knowing when to say like, okay, you're really great, but I can't, keep making excuses for you. I've given you the benefit of the doubt X amount of times. I was going out with someone, actually like my first real relationship. I ended it on Tuesday. And it was basically he was new here. He was having a really, really rough go with his job. Everything was really tough, wasn't very communicative. Granted, he had ADHD. Again, like, a rebalancing, giving the benefit of the doubt, or is an excuse and you just need to say I'm walking away. So I tried to be really supportive. I was like, if I see you once a week, we're good. I can be flexible. I can show up with that positive energy, but I just kind of had my wits end and, whether he meant well, and really just couldn't have a relationship because of his situation or not. I said, look, like, you can't give me what I need right now. You're really great, but I need to walk away until you're ready. And I guess where this goes into is once upon a time, he had told me he didn't know if he wanted a relationship or not. So my whole thinking is not knowing is not the same as saying I don't want, right?
No.
No, okay. We'll see.
I
And this is
mean,
what they benefit of the doubt, right?
okay, great. Um, Thank you for that. And I don't want to cut you off if you've got more to.
Okay, yeah.
Um, so let's just take that use case that you just gave me.
Okay.
And know that reasonable people could interpret things differently. I'm not the only person in the world who has an angle on this. I remember I got a question from a woman once upon a time, and I'll never forget it because it was so striking. What does it mean when a guy says he's not looking for a relationship? That was the question. What does it mean?
Okay.
And the answer is it means he's not looking for a relationship.
Yeah.
It doesn't require translation.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I'm looking for, right? Isn't the same thing, but it functions in the same way. And here's the reason why. All right. Let's just say, and we'll flatten this. Let's
Okay.
just say there's a 50% chance that he does want a relationship and a 50% chance that he doesn't want a relationship. All right. Because I don't know. So let's give him the benefit of the doubt. And that could go either way. It's a coin flip. Do you want to potentially invest 2 years of your life into a guy, fall in love with him, see him as your husband and the future father of your children, only to find out 2 years in, nope, not looking for anything serious?
See, I get what you're saying with that, but I see a little bit more nuance on two levels.
Okay.
First, right? First, I think I don't know what I'm looking for is different from I don't know if I want a relationship. I think maybe this is me reading into this, but I see, and they're very similar, I'll give you that. But to me, one is very broad and one is more, I actually am considering whether I want a relationship or not. I'm not floating in the ether. I just have to make up my mind. And the second one is, and this goes to another post I kind of talked about on your blog. I am not the kind of person to wait around, for lack of a better term, shit or get off the pot. If I know after X amount of months that you don't want a relationship, you got to move on, right? And that's different for everyone, but like
But
that's what
then let's pull this thing together.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
there's a few months and then there's a few years.
very true.
So imagine, if you will, a guy who says, I don't know what I'm looking for ultimately, and you theoretically are marriage and family oriented.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know what I'm looking for is broad, and you can interpret it in a positive way. But to me, it is a sign of a lack of clarity that does not make me feel inspired to invest my time on him. I want someone who knows what he wants, because what he wants is not unreasonable. There's no shortage of people who want to be married with kids.
Very true.
Right? So why would I ever take a chance on someone who doesn't know the answer to that question and invest so much time and emotion on someone where there's a coin flip chance that I get what I want? I don't want my future to be dictated by somebody's maybe. I hate to be a tease, but the full episode is for paid Substack subscribers only. So if you want to hear my full answer to all my reader questions, go to www.evanmarckatz.com/Substack to become a paid subscriber. In addition to that, paid subscribers receive the ability to ask me questions and get coaching on my podcast, an advice column in which I answer your questions, a podcast in which I offer you live dating coaching, the ability to comment on all posts and join the dialogue in the Love-Splaining community, and exclusive content that is unavailable to the general public. Just go to www.evanmarckatz.com/Substack to join for free and upgrade for all the bonus content. Thanks, and I look forward to seeing you in the Love-Splaining community.